What's up, guys, and welcome to my first video I've done in this format in a very long time. It feels like it's been forever, but I'm happy to be back on YouTube, really going 100% all in on my channel. I've been putting out like 5 to 8 videos a week. I have a lot of stuff in store for you guys as well, both gaming and sports-wise, and I'm happy to be doing this kind of video once again. So hopefully you guys are happy and you're enjoying the content I'm putting out, and if you want, also check out the links in the description down below. I'll have all my stuff to Twitch, Mixer, and I'll actually be streaming on YouTube coming very, very soon as well. So with all that stuff out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the story that's pretty much on everybody's minds over the past few days, which is that Manchester City have been banned from European competitions for 2 years. Now, it still remains to be seen if this will actually go through, because they do have the option to appeal it and see if they can get something overturned, maybe have it reduced a little bit. So all that stuff still has to be determined, and we will see in the coming months what their punishment's actually going to be and whether it'll actually stick. Now, in my opinion, personally, and this you could say I'm biased, because I definitely am. I'm a United fan, so obviously this is personal to me. But what I try to do with this channel in every type of content I do is I try to put all my bias aside and just be completely objective. So I'm going to try to give you what I think should actually happen from the point of view of somebody who isn't, who's kind of neutral about this. So what I think should happen here is I honestly believe that this is an opportunity for UEFA to really put their balls on the table and say, you cannot mess with the system. If you do, you're going to get punished. Okay, because we've already seen teams like Paris Saint-Germain do similar things. We've seen Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, Chelsea. We've seen a bunch of different teams, even Inter, I think. We've seen a bunch of different teams already get punished, but their punishments have never really been something crazy drastic. Now, transfer bans are definitely something that can hinder a team, but realistically, you're not going to really be affecting the biggest clubs too much, because they can get deals done before the ban actually takes place. They can get deals done right after that. So there's not going to be too much there, because the big teams are eventually going to get the players that they want. So I don't really think the transfer bans are enough, but they are a good start. That's what FIFA does, and that's perfectly fine. I 100% agree that those are those punishments. They're fine. They're not too harsh. They're not basically too soft, and so that works. Because City are doing something that hasn't been done by any other club that I can think of. At least haven't been caught yet. I think PSG will eventually get caught, but as of right now, they're the only big club that have been caught and punished, or at least are on their way to being punished. So I feel like this is kind of new ground, but this is absolutely an opportunity for UEFA, for FIFA, and for the FA to show these clubs who's actually running the shit. So I feel like City, if they get away with this, if the punishment is taken away from them, then it's basically just going to be showing to all the big clubs, and that includes United. So I'm not going to sit here and say that United are perfect, and there's there's no way in hell they're going to be doing something a little bit shady. But if City get away with this, then it does give all big clubs across Europe and really across the world that you can get away with things if you do things the right way, and if you have enough money, you can get away from pretty much anything. So UEFA, I think, really have to put their balls on the table and show these big clubs who is making the decisions and who is controlling things. So that's what they need to do. UEFA needs to 100% maintain this ban. FIFA should go out there and they should do like what they did with Real Madrid, Chelsea, etc., and they should ban them from making transfers, from acquiring players. At least they can sell, but they can't bring in players for a year. That's, I think, or 2 years really, because City have been banned from European competition for 2 years. So I think 2 years for UEFA, 2 years for FIFA. I think that's pretty much 100% fair. As for the FA, I feel like FA definitely should bring in punishment. Now, how severe the punishment should be, I don't really know, because I haven't studied profoundly. I don't have a supremely deep knowledge of the FA's regulations, but I absolutely do believe that they should be punished. So they should be getting a points deduction for this season, which doesn't really make a difference considering they're already banned from European competition. So it doesn't really change anything for them for this season. But I also believe that some of their past titles should be taken away, because if there is proof that they've been doing this for a while, and because apparently some of this has been taking place since 2012, where out of the blue, literally the year that Financial Fair Play came on the scene, they immediately doubled their revenue, which just doesn't happen in any kind of business venture, really. Definitely not Man City. So it's pretty shady there, especially because everything is down to them lying lying about how much money they make through sponsors and their revenue in general. So it's pretty clear that they've been lying for a long time, and it remains to be seen whether or not the FA will actually remove their titles. But I feel like, and this could be just me because I want United to win that 2018 title, I think that they should definitely lose a few of their titles. So last year, Liverpool would be the champions. We would be the champions the year before that. And then, what was it, a couple years before that they won. So they would lose 2 to 3 titles, I think, potentially even 4 if they take away the oldest one. So I feel like that would be completely fair. You know, if they've been cheating for as long as they have, just like Juventus, of course, in a very less severe, a very less disgusting way of cheating, because Juventus were paying refs, they were just basically corrupting the entire system. At least City are only doing fiscal fraud. Then I feel like they definitely should lose their titles. How far should they be relegated? I don't know about necessarily going to the 4th division like some people have been saying, but I feel like it's very possible that they will be sent down. And I feel like if you'd asked me this a couple of days ago, I was talking to my dad and a couple of friends about this. I said, I don't think it'll happen, but it's definitely possible. Now, a football expert who is an expert in football finances, I can't remember the guy's name. I'll leave it in the link down there, as well as a link to the article. He actually was saying that based on precedences and stuff like that, there's really not much to go on. But if you look at what has been said and what UEFA released, essentially what they've done isn't just a matter of, isn't just related to football, but they've also lied about things that regard the government. So they're basically lying about their revenue, which goes into taxes and stuff like that. So they're at huge risk of actually going down because they've been doing things that don't just revolve football, but they revolve, all around life, essentially, government and stuff like that. So there's a good chance of them going down. Whether or not that'll actually happen remains to be seen, because City bring a huge amount of money to the game, to the FA, because of course they're one of the best teams in Europe, if not the best team in Europe when they have everybody fit. So it would be a pretty big deal. But if you're cheating, if you've been caught cheating, it's been made public, there has to be a punishment. And I feel like if UEFA and FIFA don't go out there and punish these guys, then it really is just kind of showing that they don't really actually have any power and that the clubs run everything. So that's kind of my take on the situation. So just to kind of summarize it, I feel like City definitely need to be banned for 2 years. They need to be transfer banned for 2 years. They need to lose a couple of their titles and potentially go down a division. I don't know about 4, but definitely go down a division. Let's not forget, Juventus went down to Serie B, and they were really, really lucky not to go down to like Serie D. But the thing is, they actually corrupted refs. They were doing something that was really, really dirty. City were just kind of finessing the system like a lot of different teams probably do. I think PSG 100% do. It's just that City happened to be spending so much more money than literally everybody else that it was so evident. And then, of course, emails leaked and stuff like that. So that could be something they actually use in court. The fact that some of this some of this info was actually received due to kind of illegal measures by leaking and stuff like that. So maybe they'll take that to court. Maybe that'll help them out. But we have known for a very long time now that these guys have been cheating, that they've been doing things that are completely unfair to the rest of the clubs. And that's literally compared to even the biggest clubs, because if you do things by the books and you do things the way it's supposed to be done, you can't go and spend around £2 billion like Pep Guardiola has spent, or as City has spent ever since the sheiks have come in. So don't quote me on that. It might not be $2 billion, but I'm pretty sure it's around $2 billion from what I saw. So they've spent a shit ton of money. Let's not forget, in one transfer window, they spent $100 million on fullbacks in one transfer window, and that was just the fullbacks, not counting everybody else they bring in for almost $100 million, all that shit. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think should happen to City. Do you think they should go down? How far should they go down? And do you think the transfer ban and all that stuff, not the transfer ban, but the European ban will actually stick, or do you think it's going to be overturned and they'll get away by just paying off a very corrupt UEFA, who we all know is corrupt? So guys, if you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, which is the best way you can help me out, because that immediately sends you a notification every time one of my videos comes out, and that's pretty much the only way you will actually get notified by YouTube that I'm there, because I'm not going to pop up on your subscriptions and stuff like that, because my channel is too small. So thank you so much to anybody who does that, and I'll see you in the next video.